The sun beat down on the savannah, the air shimmered with heat. A pregnant lioness, Rani, stalked through the tall grass. Her belly, heavy with cubs, brushed against the ground. She was the queen of this land, her amber eyes sharp and alert. Rani paused, her ears twitching. A scent, unfamiliar and strong, drifted on the breeze. She let out a low growl, a warning rumble that echoed across the savannah. This was her territory, and she protected it fiercely. Suddenly, the ground gave way beneath her. Rani tumbled, a strangled cry escaping her throat. She landed hard, a sharp pain shooting through her right foreleg. Panic surged through her as she struggled to stand, but her leg buckled under her weight. Rani tried to rise again, her powerful muscles straining, but the pain was too intense. She collapsed back onto the ground, a whimper escaping her lips. Fear, cold and sharp, pierced through her. She was vulnerable, alone, and unable to protect herself or her unborn cubs. The sun beat down relentlessly, baking the earth. Hours crawled by, each one an eternity. Rani's throat grew parched, her tongue thick and dry. She licked her injured leg, trying to soothe the throbbing pain. Her cubs, nestled deep inside her, shifted restlessly. The scent that had startled her earlier grew stronger, closer. It was the smell of humans, and Rani knew they could be both a threat and a salvation. She let out a roar, a desperate plea for help that echoed across the vast savannah. News of Rani's plight traveled fast. It reached the rangers who patrolled the savannah, their eyes constantly searching for signs of trouble. These brave men and women were the protectors of the wild, dedicated to ensuring the survival of all creatures. The news was grave. A pregnant lioness, injured and alone, was in desperate need of help. The rangers knew that time was of the essence. The longer Rani remained trapped, the greater the risk to her and her unborn cubs. A plan was quickly hatched, each ranger's face etched with determination. They would call in the veterinary team, experts trained in handling wild animals. And they would need the helicopter, its powerful blades capable of reaching Rani in the heart of the savannah. Section 4. Hope takes flight. The roar of an engine split the silence of the savannah. A bright yellow helicopter, a beacon of hope, appeared on the horizon. The sound, though alien to the wild, brought with it a promise of salvation for Rani. Inside the helicopter, Dr. Priya, a skilled veterinarian, prepped her equipment. Her heart pounded with a mix of adrenaline and concern. She had saved many animals before, but a pregnant lioness presented a unique challenge. Beside her, Musa, a seasoned ranger, kept his eyes fixed on the ground below. He knew the savannah like the back of his hand, and he guided the pilot towards Rani's location, his heart filled with hope for the queen of the savannah. Section 5. Eyes in the sky. The helicopter hovered above the savannah, its shadow dancing on the golden grass. Dr. Priya, her eyes scanning the ground, spotted Rani lying near a clump of acacia trees. Her massive form was still, her golden fur blending with the dry earth. "There she is," Dr. Priya said, her voice tight with concern. "She hasn't moved much. We need to work quickly." Musa nodded, his face grim. He knew that rescuing a lioness, even an injured one, was fraught with danger. But they had a duty to protect these magnificent creatures, to ensure their survival in a world that was shrinking every day. Section 6. A dangerous dance. The helicopter descended cautiously, its blades whipping up a frenzy of wind and dust. Rani, startled by the noise and the unfamiliar shadow, let out a weak growl. Fear and pain flickered in her amber eyes, but she was too weak to move. Dr. Priya, armed with a tranquilizer gun, stepped out of the helicopter, her movements swift and precise. She knew that the tranquilizer would have to be perfectly placed to ensure Rani's safety and that of her unborn cubs. Musa and the other rangers fanned out, their eyes constantly scanning the surrounding area. They were there to protect Dr. Priya and to ensure that no other animals stumbled upon the scene, adding another layer of complication to the already risky operation. Section 7. A Glimmer of Hope. The tranquilizer dart found its mark, hitting Rani's flank. She flinched, a low growl rumbling in her chest, but the drug worked quickly, and within minutes her eyelids began to droop, her massive body relaxing onto the ground. Dr. Priya approached cautiously, her eyes constantly monitoring Rani's vital signs. She checked her breathing, her heartbeat, and examined her injured leg. The leg was broken, but with proper care, Dr. Priya was confident Rani would make a full recovery. A wave of relief washed over the rescue team. They had cleared the first hurdle, but the most challenging part was yet to come. Airlifting a sedated lioness, especially one as large as Rani, would be a delicate operation that required precision and teamwork.